Hello there, and welcome to my analysis of Man of Steel and its relevance to Nietzsche's writings of the Übermensch. Friedrich Nietzsche was a German philosopher from around 1844 to 1900, writing numerous texts on morality, culture, science, and philosophy, with ideas including perspectivism, life affirmation, and the Übermensch, or Overman in English, all of which have a standing with the character of Superman and the movie Man of Steel. Übermensch was first mentioned by Nietzsche in his philosophical novel Thus Spoke Zarathustra, and he described it as being the next step for humanity and to look to ourselves rather than otherworldly hopes. The following is a quote directly from the main character. "The Overman is the meaning of the earth. Let your will say the Overman shall be the meaning of the earth. Do you believe those who speak of otherworldly hopes? Poison mixers are they." The Overman is an individual that is self-mastered, who has achieved his full power, and Overman knows his path. And a Western translation of Übermensch, or Overman, would be Superman. And Superman himself spawned from these writings in 1933, featuring in a short story titled The Reign of the Superman, written by Superman creator Jerry Siegel. This incarnation of the character was a villain who saw humanity as a weak. After becoming telepathic from an experiment, with this new power he seeks control and to impose his will on the world. The character was later redesigned to be a hero by artist Joe Shuster, no longer an embodiment of Nietzsche's ideals, but a character maintaining its themes. Übermensch is directly referenced numerous times in various Superman realms, from the episode Double Trouble of the series Adventures of Superman that was on television. A German character refers to Superman directly as Verfluchter Übermensch, or Cursed Superman. In the 10th season of Smallville, in an episode, Lionel Luthor, father of Lex Luthor, Clark's nemesis, called him directly the Übermensch. And not only that, but in an alternate version of Earth in the comics, on Earth 10, which is a Earth where World War II was won by the Axis, Superman is then known as Overman. But moving on to the movie, within Man of Steel there are many possible characters that fall into the line of the Übermensch. And not only Superman, but also Zod, Jor-El, Father Kent, and even Lois Lane show characteristics of an Overman, an Übermensch. They all show characteristics, and they all also fall slightly opposite of the Übermensch, which I'll go into in a moment. But first I want to look at the opening sequence of this film. If you'd like to take a look at this clip, which I'll be putting up on the screen for you now.
Do you not understand? Krypton's core is collapsing. We may only have a matter of weeks. I warned you. Harvesting the core was suicide. It has accelerated the process of implosion.
Our energy reserves were exhausted. What would you have us do, Al?
Look to the stars. Like our ancestors did. There are habitable worlds within reach. We can begin by using the old outposts.
Are you seriously suggesting that we evacuate the entire planet?
No. Everybody here is already dead. Give me control of the Codex. I will ensure the survival of our race. There is still hope. I have held that hope in my hands.
This council has been disbanded.
On whose authority?
Mine. The rest of you will be tried and punished accordingly.
What are you doing, Zod? This is madness.
But I should...
So here we see both Zod and Jor-El standing up to the Council of Krypton in their own respective ways. Jor-El imposes his singular beliefs and thought systems on the Council, who seem willing to bend their ear to him, showing that he has the ability to go beyond himself, to create things that others will adhere to. However, he says later in that scene that we should look outwards to the stars like our ancestors. This goes against what it is to be an Übermensch, as he is looking for otherworldly hope whereas Übermensch would only look to themselves and the things that they can create to better themselves. Zod, however, on his arrival to the council, is staging a coup. An act in itself is to impose new order, which embodies the Übermensch mentality. He states that he works on his own authority, showing he does not answer to others for his values. And if we move on to the relationship between Papa Kent and Clark Kent. And in the scenes I'm about to show you between Clark and Jonathan Kent, we see a dynamic not only of a father teaching his son what it is to be a man, never letting Clark forget his importance on this planet, but of a man admiring a higher power, placing Clark on a pedestal, almost where he is there for humanity to look to. If you take a look at these clips that I'm about to show you, you'll see the dynamic that I'm talking about.
There's more at stake here than just our lives, Clark, or the lives of those around us. When the world finds out what you can do, it's going to change everything. Our beliefs, our notions of what it means to be human, everything. You saw how Pete's mom reacted, right? She was scared, Clark.
Why?
People are afraid of what they don't understand.
Is she right? Did God do this to me?
Didn't even exist on the periodic table. It's another way of saying that it's not from this world, Clark. And neither are you. You're the answer, son. You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?
I don't want to be.
And I don't blame you, son. It'd be a huge burden for anyone to bear. But you're not just anyone, Clark, and I have to believe that you were sent here for a reason. All these changes that you're going through, one day you're going to think of them as a blessing, and when that day comes, you're going to have to make a choice. A choice of whether to stand proud in front of the human race or not.
We see here that Papa Kent is instilling a belief within Clark, that he is here to elevate humanity, to change the world's beliefs and notions of what it is to even be human. Papa Kent literally describes Clark as an Übermensch in this manner by saying that he is out to advance humanity, is a guide, as an ideal to strive for, where he already feels this, and he looks to Clark as a savior. This makes Papa Kent no longer an Übermensch, even though he has raised Clark, putting his morals onto him.
Did I hurt you?
You know they can't.
It's not what I meant. I meant, are you all right?
I wanted to hit that kid. I wanted to hit him so bad.
I know you did. I mean, part of me even wanted you to, but then what? Make you feel any better? You just have to decide what kind of man you want to grow up to be, Clark, because whoever that man is, good character or bad, he's going to change the world.
And now if we move on to the numerous confrontations between the two of Zod and Superman. Zod and Superman, where Zod is always the dominant character. In the first meeting, Zod is explaining his past to Clark, pressing his mission upon him. Zod's determination shines through as he tries to influence Clark with his beliefs and values. But only when these values clash is when Clark, who already has his established morality, doesn't bend to influence from Zod. And if you take a look at this clip, you'll see.
You led us here, Captain. And now it's within your power to save what remains of your race. On Krypton, the genetic template for every being yet to be born is encoded in the Registry of Citizens. Your father stole the registry's codex and stored it in the capsule that brought you here.
For what purpose?
So that Krypton can live again. On Earth. Where is the codex, Cap?
If Krypton lives again,
What happens to Earth?
The foundation has to be built on something. Even your father recognized that.
No. Zod.
I can't be a part of this.
Then what can you be a part of?
No! Zod! No! No!
It's not until that when these beliefs contradict what Clark already has that he refuses Zod's influence, kind of cutting Zod down from Ubermensch's stature and raising Superman himself to the level of Ubermensch, to the point where he will not bend to other people's wills and values. He creates his own. And later, at the start of the final battle, with another Zod monologue showing us that Zod has been engineered, bred to protect his people and planet, whatever the cost, for the greater good.
Look at this. We could have built a new Krypton in this squalor, but you chose the humans over us. I exist only to protect Krypton. That is the sole purpose for which I was born. And every action I take, no matter how violent or how cruel, is for the greater good of my people. And now, I have no people. My soul. That is what you have taken from me.
And failing that, he has nothing. Zod and Clark are the two strongest Ubermensch within the story. Both have will and determination to prevail and press their morals upon one another. Zod having been born for the single purpose of advancing his people, in itself being Ubermensch, he cannot break Clark, nor impose his values upon him. Clark, however, he has the ability to have his morals, which are his own. He does all that he can to advance and benefit mankind, to the point where his morals must change to protect them. In the scene where he must kill Zod, Superman creates beyond himself a new set of morals that he must take to action immediately to protect humanity, even though he has had to kill the last of his people. In conclusion, Man of Steel on a whole is abhorrent with Nietzsche's Ubermensch, supplying character after character, each holding to a factor of its ideals, all adding up to Superman's growth into what he has to be as a hero of Earth. To stand by his own values and morals that others will look to. Ubermensch, as always, is instilled in Superman's character, and he is the next step for humanity. He will set his values upon others, this creates an interesting dichotomy between the ideals, as the people looking to Superman for morality are breaking the laws of Ubermensch by looking to an otherworldly hope. As Superman will always be creating his own morals and his own values based on the situations he is placed in, but always put the benefit of humanity before himself.
You led us here, Captain. And now it's within your power to save what remains of your race.